All right. All right, guys. Welcome to my channel. Sticking near me comments. I got Hazel Dan. Thanks for joining me. Joining. I know he's not feeling up to par right now, but he was a trooper to kind of help me join join today's live show. Yeah, it's been what over 3 months now. I think from my last live show. So
It's
I'm in a new environment, new
been a long
address, new
time.
place, different same zip
Yeah,
code, but
seeing you.
this is it, guys. How are you? How are you, Joe?
Yeah. I'm getting some serious lag.
No, no, you're good.
Can you see me and everything?
Yeah, I can see you. I mean, your
Okay.
audio is good.
Every once in a while, I'm getting like a lot of lag there to where it's freaking up. I can't. Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear anything you just said, so it just kind of froze up on me. So I don't know if you can still hear me or not. Or
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. No, I just saying that I'm
okay,
in a
cool.
new environment. I got a new hobby room.
Yeah,
That I'm very proud to say it's my hobby room. I put very little effort to it and put little just a tad of money for new shelving, but other than that, um, yeah, I'm very happy
yeah.
with this. But one thing bad, I have a natural light on the ceiling right here that comes right down from 10 o'clock to one
Yeah.
o'clock. So I might
Yeah.
need to change that around because
Yeah.
I don't want my comic books or my things to be fading. As you can see, this is right here going shine
Yeah.
right on the statue right here.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I can see like the glare from the. Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, and that because there's a natural light ceiling light that comes
Yeah.
in. Um, but other than that, man, I'm very happy. I'm
Yeah.
tired. It was been man. You know what? I can't believe from a 600 square feet apartment
Yeah.
to this magnitude of house and how many stuff that we had in that small little place. I
Yeah.
was just amazed.
Yeah.
I was just amazed at what you can accumulate within the four
Yeah.
years that in that small
Well,
little apartment
uh,
that we used to live in.
I'm proud of you guys for stepping up and doing that. It's a really scary move to do. It's a big responsibility. It's very expensive, very laborsome, and it's a big move for you and your family. And so I'm proud of you guys for stepping up and doing that. I think it's a wise decision. It'll pay off in the long run, and um, just be prepared for equity. There's a lot of equity. When you own your own home, that's your responsibility. So if something happens, and you end up spending a lot more money to get stuff fixed than you'd like, and um, so especially like our house is a little bit older and stuff like that, and but man, if something goes wrong, I'm a couple $1,000s out of pocket. So you just be prepared for those emergency situations and save up
Yeah,
some
no,
money.
no,
Always have three
definitely.
to $5,000 back on you.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing. You live in an apartment, something goes wrong, the
Mhm.
association will take care of it.
Yeah.
Now here, I got to do everything
Hmm.
on my own. Um, so yeah, I'm if anything goes wrong, I'm good for the next 5 months on mortgage and what needs to be done. And like we did the estimate on the
Yeah.
house, we did the house check, everything's good to go for the next 5 years. Hopefully, crossing my finger, knock on wood. Yeah. So, but no more comic book. I can't buy no comic book, nor I can sell any comic book because when we moved here, we
Yeah.
asked a couple of local guys to help us move, and what they did was they got rid of all my Gemini mailers. They thought it was rubbish. So all my backboard, my Gemini
Oh.
mailers, all thrown away.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I
Yeah.
got all my books in their shelves. That's all my books right there.
That's good. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah,
awesome. Looks
yeah,
good too. It looks clean, man. That looks
yeah.
good. Yeah.
I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied. I'm very proud of
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Proud of myself. All right. Um, I told you guys I have a lot of things to rant about. I mean, it's crazy. But the one thing I want to rant about is this speculation. I'm all about speculating, long as it makes sense.
Right.
If you speculate something that Hulk 181 because they're gonna have a Hulk and Wolverine movies in the making, I understand because that makes sense. They're probably gonna do that iconic cover, that Hulk 181 cover right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense, right?
Mhm.
But here's my thing: people are buying into this infamous Iron Man number. Was it number one or number five? Something
Yeah.
about Tony Stark being an AI and Dr. Van Doom becomes Iron Man Doom, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the fucking speculation in that? I mean, how this past month, San Diego Comic Con, it was a huge success. I think on what panel H or whatever, Marvel came in. They made a big announcement. JRD comes in with the mask. He takes it off. Realizes, hey, this fucking Iron Man becoming a Doom.
Yeah.
You know, JRD, he died as an Iron Man. We saw that at the end game. You know, he say he's never gonna play Iron Man again. He's done, and he comes
Right.
back at Doctor Van, whatever, not Van Gogh, but Doctor Doom. He's gonna
Right.
play.
Yeah.
He's gonna play Doctor Doom. Now, how is that linked with the speculation play where people are paying
Yeah.
premium for infamous Iron Man number one?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing that I don't think people think about. Like you have to understand history, and you have to like look at what happened to everything on that level, right? So the major grills, they everything went down, right? Even like the first appearance of Iron Man, that went down. It got knocked down in half because it went up so high. And then you got stuff like, and I would say that Thanos is a much more major character than that, right? Like a fake Doctor Doom kind of thing or whatever it is, or
He was an awesome villain. I'm just surprised that
yeah,
they had to go and kill that bastard.
yeah, right. But now even the first appearance of Thanos, it's down a whole lot, and it's been around for forever, right? It's been around since like the '60s or whatever it is. Thanos has been or Thanos. Yeah, Thanos
Yes,
is '80s,
Thanos.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if it started in
he
late
was in the
'70s or
early
'80s.
'70s. Yeah, '70s.
Early '70s. Thanos, yeah. Okay, so early '70s, and uh, well, yeah, I think so. And anyway, so that's a well-established villain. It's a well-established, book, and it's been around since the '70s. And it's nothing new. It's not like a hype thing or anything like that. But people, can you see me?
No,
Hang on,
your
sorry.
screen,
Hang
but
on.
your audio is good, so you can keep talking,
Okay.
Joe.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So it's uh, and that went nuts for a while. The first appearance of that, but now it's down again, and it's like normal prices. So everything that's well established kind of has the normal prices of what it should be at this point in time. So I think it's kind of people not paying attention to the history of it and thinking, oh, this is going to be worth, blah, 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 blah. And in reality, it might be that way for a few months. It might be that way for a year, but then it's just going to tank and it's not going to be worth anything down the road. And history has proven stuff like that.
Yeah,
So to
no, I
invest your money that
understand.
way, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that stuff, I think it's a little risky, and I'm not so sure that it's fun. It's fun to kind of try to cash in on that stuff and do that. We've done it. I think you've done it. I think everybody's done it. But you got to be careful about what you're spending hundreds of dollars on, man.
No, I mean,
You know?
I don't mind the hustle. If you have,
Yeah.
that book came, Infamous Iron Man number one came out in 2016. I think that was the
Yeah.
year. I don't know what month, but if you buy like 3, 4 copies,
Yeah.
and if it sells, by all means. But the thing I don't understand is that people are speculating. I
Yeah.
don't understand the whole speculation because what the MCU is doing with Doctor Doom, with RJD,
Yeah.
RDJ, with
Yeah.
that book, Infamous Iron Man number one, it doesn't match. I mean, I
Right.
don't see it.
I don't either. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't. And that doesn't really matter either. It's just hype. So people are going to buy into that and they're going to spend their money on it and it's going to get around the circuit and people are going to promote it because they have copies of it. You got some guy out there that has 10 copies of that from back in the day, when they were a teenager and they got it for cover price, and now they're going to try to turn around and sell them to you for $500. So they're going to try to promote it and talk about what a big deal it is and hype it all up. It's just the machine, and I'm fine with all that. But just it's really, I don't understand it either. I don't know why. I couldn't care less about it.
Well, me neither. Me neither. But the thing is that speculating is fun when it makes sense.
Right.
So what you think that this is the timeline that will go.
Right.
But what the MCU is doing with this Doctor Doom is that
I don't know.
In a different reality, he is Tony Stark, but he got adopted by this family. Then he's the evil Doctor Doom in that reality.
Okay, you remember when Captain America became like the leader of Hydra?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That story plot where Captain America's evil and he's the head of Hydra now, and Hell Hydra and all that stuff. It's just a gimmick that Marvel does to try to get, I don't know. But that was way back in the day too. So it's not like it just came out last month or something. So it's been out for years, but they've been doing that for a while, like this gimmicky stuff. And it's just a plot line that's, it's just a minor plot line, and those things don't ever last. It's like somebody changing their, I don't know. It just doesn't ever. Those things don't last. It won't last. It'll pass, and I don't know. I don't get I don't get the hype about all that stuff. People freak out about it.
It's just to a point where, like, am I changing? Am I changing as time passes? That maybe like 5-6 years ago, it was like, we got so hey, I got so much copy. I sold it. You know what?
Right.
This is a new spec play. But now, since I'm kind of laid back, seeing things from far, in a more broader, view.
Yeah.
So I might have changed. I don't know if I did. I think I've changed for the better. The way I look at this market. But the thing is, this to a point where that infamous Iron Man, people are buying 9.8 on a cover A that has been printed, overly printed. People are buying $300 to $400 on a 9.8 on a book. That's speculation that eventually, in a 4-5 month, it's gonna die. And this movie will not be out until in 2027.
If they even do it. If they even do it. Yeah. If something doesn't happen and it falls apart and they don't even do it, they might not even do it.
All right. Right here, I'm going to go to the chat, which only have 3 people chatting. But anyway, Comments and Culture, what's up? He says, something looks different about you guys today. Yes, Joe has shaved.
And a haircut.
All right. As for me, I'm in a new home environment because I got a new home. I got my own, what I could call a hobby room. I'm very proud of myself. And hey, look, Yvonne is here. 5 years ago, it made more sense than spec an MCU. Yes, 5 years ago, but now this whole infamous Iron Man with Doctor Doom, I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. People, if you're watching this on a rewind, and if you're new to this comic book, if somebody speculated that infamous Iron Man #1 will be a good spec, don't listen. Listen. You wait for another 6 months from now, that book's gonna be going back to maybe $5 or $6 book at most. Okay,
it's not going anywhere. The book's not rare. You don't have to worry about it. Just wait 3 or 4 years and buy it for $20 or $30 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, the algorithm does not favor my channel. Okay, I think we should be on the top of the YouTube channel.
Flip it now and you can find a $100 copy.
Yeah. I mean, and also for seller too. I mean, kudos to you trying to sell your books for, especially that book, for a high price. There's one guy on IG, he said, "Oh, you know what? He was trying to sell it for $100. He wasn't selling." So what he says is like, "All right, I got this book on my eBay, whatever. His eBay page. It's not. I guess it's not selling for $100. So what he said, if I sell this for $100 with eBay fee, so and so and so, it comes out to $85. He said, "You know what? Here's my deal for today. It's $85 shipped." It's like, well, fuck it, if you want to really sell that book, sell it for like 40 or 50 bucks. People might actually nibble into a bite.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you got that book for like cover price at the
Cover
time.
price $3. Yeah.
You know,
275 or something. Or, yeah, whatever.
if you sell it, you probably friends and family, you still make 35 bucks with the shipping, so and so. Be happy. Don't be greedy and fucking saying that because of the eBay feed I listed for $115, I sell it for $85. I'm like, come on, that book is gonna be shit book in a couple of months from now anyway. So
Right.
once again, if you're watching this on a rewind, don't buy that fucking book. Don't buy that book into the hype. If you have enough money, go buy the FF. What was it, number 3 or number 5? I think it
5.
was number 5.
Yeah.
The first appearance of Doctor Doom.
It's
That's
a
the
lot
book.
more expensive. It's a lot more expensive, but it'll always be worth something.
Yeah. Or
Always. Yeah.
or you can get that
Right.
Bronze Age, the Book of Doom.
Mhm.
I think that was a 5-book miniseries. I heard
Oh,
that was great
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the 70s or 80s, but I think it was the Bronze Age or early
Yeah,
Copper Age.
maybe early 80s, maybe late 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, get that book. Those kind of book, yes, you can speculate because it has a great Doctor Doom story. I don't know how MCU is going to use that, but overall, Infamous Iron Man is not the fucking book that you guys want to pay $100 for Raw and $400 to $500 on a fucking 9.8 because that's a stupid ass buy.
I mean, unless you can win the race and you can buy an $85 copy that you think's a 9.8 Raw, get it graded, and turn around and flip it before it dies. If you can pull that off, you might want to, but you're taking a risk because you might not get your book back for a couple of months, and then if the book's worth, $20 at that point, then you put way too much money into it and lost money, So
yeah. And then look, Comic Con Culture said, is FF5 what Disney Marvel will based on the movie? It doesn't matter. That's his first appearance. Because MCU will kind of twist the what the Marvel comic book has done and the storyline. They will kind of twist it. But the thing is that Doctor Doom in this MCU is from a different reality. It's a Tony Stark that was adopted by the family of Von. What's his original name?
Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, Victor Von Doom. So it was Tony Stark in a different reality, got adapted because his parents got killed early in his age. He got adopted. He was raised by Von Doom, and he is the evil Doctor Doom in that reality. Okay, that's the storyline. All right. So if you want
his name's Tony Von Doom.
I'm assuming, but the thing is that they will go from what I read in the multiple places that he's a Tony Stark. Not an Iron Man, but the evil Dr. Von Doom that was adopted by the Doom family in a different reality. All right. Okay. So they're playing this multiverse thing, but the thing is, I kind of like it. I like the way the MCU is going because once he comes in, he takes a mask off. He's Tony Stark, but the fucking Avengers thinking he's Tony Stark, the Iron Man that has passed away at Endgame. So it will play that that mentality like, wait, he's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the way that the MCU is going with this, but he's not the fucking MCU that you see, the Doctor Doom you see in the infamous Iron Man #1.
And it's not a permanent fixture either. That's not going to end up being the lore. It's not going to end up being Doctor Doom. It's just a storyline. It's one storyline.
Yeah.
It went on for one series, and that's all it is. And there's really nothing to it.
So if you want to spec on what if Iron Man becomes Doctor Doom, you can go to Marvel Marvel. I think Marvel tells something where it shows how Tony Stark was Iron Man becomes Doctor Doom. I mean, you can. But those spec plays, it doesn't last long.
Right.
Trust me. I used to spec a lot fucking 5, 6, 7 years ago. I used to buy a stupid thing, Stop. If you want to speculate on a character, buy their first appearances. Okay? Regardless if it's cameo, so and so. That's a whole niche market we can get into other time, but buy their first appearances.
Yeah.
Don't go with first
The what?
Tony AI because that shit never gonna happen.
No,
Nobody really
exactly.
cares about Riri Williams and the fucking because they said Robert Downey Jr. is done playing Tony Stark as an
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, do you remember when they had the it was like the Marvel TV series that was on with like the Scarlet Witch and Vision and stuff like that? Well, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I'm
can't think
sorry.
of-
I was reading. I was reading your wife comment. Yes, I agreed, Yvonne. What you say, Joe?
Yeah, you know that show with like the Scarlet Witch and Vision, where they had that TV
WandaVision.
series for a while. What was that called?
WandaVision.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So there's a lot of spec stuff that came out of that, and it was all garbage. Like
Well, the Vision.
the White
What do you
Vision.
mean? Yeah,
Like I remember they had like the
Western
White Vision.
Avengers, so and so, the White Vision. That was a
Paid
good spec
12
play.
dude. Yeah, but people paid like $1,200 for that book, and now I don't think
Well,
it's
that was
hardly
that was
anything.
during the COVID. Well, we have to
Yes, it was during the COVID,
we have to bleep the
yeah.
COVID.
It's a cool spec if you're not paying the $1,200 for it. It's a cool one if you want to say, hey, that might, whatever. But what had happened is like it was during the COVID thing, everybody lost their minds, and then people were paying like $1,000, $800, and saw somebody pay like $1,200 for that book, and now it's not. I mean, I think you can get a copy for under $100 or something, maybe. Or
Well, that
stuff like that. You got to be careful about that stuff. You can't just jump up and pay $1,000 for a book that's never been worth anything because a TV series is out. Now nobody cares about anything from that show. Nothing. They don't even care about the real Vision anymore.
Well, the thing is that they're making a Vision show. There is an announcement that they are making Vision show on a Disney Plus. Okay, I get it, but the thing is that everybody's comparing to what it was during the COVID.
Right.
Everybody had a lot of time. Everybody did not go to work. Government was giving free money each month, each year. So people were just saying, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna buy comic book.
Yeah, they went nuts, man.
We have to bleep that out because that 2 year, 2020 to 2022, it was a year for sellers.
Yeah.
It wasn't for collectors. It was a golden time for sellers to a point where you could have made the most money during that time.
Right.
But you're trying to do that now. You have to think it's not COVID in it. It's post-COVID. Right. People have gone to work. Economy is the shit right now. Right. No government is giving you free money. The cost of living, especially on a Democratic state, has gone up 30% compared to 2-3 years ago. We can talk about the logic about things. I mean, thank God Alex is not here because we probably will talk about it for the next 30 minutes. But the thing is, the thing is, it's people are keep comparing. Hey, 2022, this book was so and so and so. Yeah, it was special time, but I think we need to get that out of the way and say what the book was pre-COVID and post-COVID. That 2 years, I think we need to say that was a golden time. Let's keep that to a point where we don't make that stupid mistake again by overpaying for something just because we have extra.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
So this infamous Iron Man #1.
But obviously,
what's it going for nowadays?
Raw is going for $75 to $100. Wow.
And people are buying that, huh?
People are buying it.
9/8 going for
you know what? I'll bring this up on another page. So, but yeah, people are buying this crazy
and
stuff.
there's variants of that, and I'm sure those are probably higher in price, right?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, to a point where I get it. But the thing is, geez, I mean, okay.
Well, if money's not a problem for you, I guess you could get a copy. But
yeah, if the money's not a problem to you, get a FF #5 in a fucking like 7.0, 9.6. Why spend $500 on a stupid thing that you're probably gonna
I can't imagine what this is going to be like with Robert Downey Jr., but I do remember you know, when the Fantastic Four movie came out and Julian McMahon played Doctor Doom, I remember him from Nip Tuck.
Yeah.
So he's a very handsome actor, but he didn't fit quite the Doctor Doom kind of thing for me.
Yeah, me either. Yvonne didn't mind it so much, but I didn't think it was very good. I didn't like that. You know, yeah, I didn't like that too much. It was okay. I mean,
yeah, it was just okay.
Okay, so here we are. Infamous Iron Man #1, Scotty Young variant. $100 the best offer. $100
No
bucks.
way.
Yeah, look at this. Funko
too
Pop,
much.
677. Infamous Iron Man, GIDD Special Edition, protective case, $100 sold. Look at this. Infamous Iron Man, just sold today. $61 on an auction now. On a fucking auction.
Wow.
All right.
That's ridiculous.
All right, the whole 12-book complete set for $150 because from number 2 to all of his shit, and maybe Infamous Iron Man #5. Okay, that I can understand. So number 1 and number 5. All right, but for $150, look at this. Hip Hop 44. Look,
Wait,
9.8.
so the hip hop was 44 plus $28 shipping?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
estimated, well, because I'm in US, so it just go by my zip code. So but pretty much the guy probably paid what $28 to $25.
Damn. That's
Here
insane.
it is, 9.8, $222.50 on a 38 bids on a $25 shipping. $25 shipping.
I don't understand.
Wow.
I don't understand that.
Look at this. This guy he had for $83 with $31 shipping. Somebody fucking bought it.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, oh, look at this. Oh, this guy, I kind of give him kudos because he listed for $24.99. All right. But it's fine to very fine. So that's due to this book being have a black cover, probably will have at least 4 to 5, 6 fine ticks. So $24.99. But guess what? People say, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. $51. Look at this. $75. Dr. One, Doom, Dr. One, $75. Anything to do with Doom, it's going to look. Yesterday, $102.50.
You know, just think last month this was a $3 comic book at the most.
Yeah. He said Infamous Iron Man, Dr. Doom becomes Iron Man. But the fucking thing is that this Iron Man, Dr. Doom is not going to be an Iron Man. It's Tony Stark in a different reality that who is Dr. Doom, the villain. He's going to be the villain. I just don't get it.
Wow.
Why is people buying up this book? Because why? Speculators are saying this could be it. You might have Tony Stark as an AI in this Dr. Doom, but guess what? He said he doesn't want anything to do with Iron Man because he's done.
Right.
So what did MCU and Disney do? Why don't you play Dr. Doom? You can still play as a Tony Stark, but not as a Tony Stark as the guys in Avenger and Iron Man. You're Tony Stark who got adopted. And you are an evil guy.
So would you say Robert Downey Jr. is a DEI hire? Just kidding. He's getting paid a lot of money.
You know that he's getting paid $80 million for the 2 movies that he'll come out, which is the Book of Doom. Is it the Doomsday, which is Avengers movie number 6. And 7 in the Secret War.
See, and the smart speculation, like you said, Dave, would be Fantastic Four #5 with all this stuff happening. Like I can see the Fantastic Four #5 going up again and staying up and like maybe dropping a little bit, but still ended up having an impact on it that's positive. You know
if you're gonna pay $200-something, why don't you save your money and get a 0.5 FF5?
Yeah.
That book will get hot if Robert Downey Jr. is on the Fantastic Four movie.
Right.
But it will.
Anything that has anything to do with Dr. Doom will affect the Fantastic Four #5. So it doesn't matter what it is, how goofy it is, whether it lasts or not, whatever it is, it'll have an impact on the Fantastic Four #5, a bigger impact on that over the long haul than anything else. So the smart one to do is go after the Fantastic Four #5 and fork over about $1,500. If you can afford it, save up your money, get a $1,500 copy of that, and you're gold.
Okay, so here's my thing.
Yeah.
FF5
Yeah,
came
good.
out in early
Down the
60s,
road, I
right?
think, but that's a lot more money. But heck, man, there's people.
You were saying, Joe? I'm sorry.
What? No, I'm
Well,
done. Yeah, I just basically said, like, no matter how bad any spec is or how ridiculous it is, it'll affect the Fantastic Four #5 in a positive way more than it will the other stuff. If that kind of makes sense, like it'll last on that one longer than the other ones because it's his first appearance.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Comic Con culture, I've none. And when it comes to Spider Girl, here, this is my spec play right here. All right.
Yeah.
Renew Your Vow, issue #1 that came out in 2015. This is when, I don't know if it's May Parker, but I believe it's Amy Parker. I don't know. But they're in a different reality. They have a daughter. And later on a volume 2, she becomes a Spider Girl or some other character that has the Spider-Man ability. So that's my spec play. But did I pay $100? No.
Yeah.
It's just to a point where I like Spider-Man. I like that cover. I got a statue of that cover. And anyway, so no, none. I did not. You know what? Actually, I stopped buying comic books a couple months ago because of this new investment that I have done for the next 30 years. I'm 55. I probably won't live till 85. But anyway, so my comic book buying is done. It's done. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The only AF15 is probably that right there that I can get close to, and my facsimile. But if somebody's willing to buy my collection for $20 to $30, I mean $1,000, maybe that way I can buy my AF15. But other than that, I'm done. I am done buying comic book. Oh, I'm sorry. I bought 2 comic book from Alex the Comic Hoarder. I bought a funny book #1, which is the first appearance of Cherry Pop Tart, and I bought what was that? What was that Mickey Mouse? It was an underground book. It was called Funny Pages or something.
Okay.
It was that Mickey Mouse on the plane with a drug in the plane.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Not the issue #1, but I got the issue #2 because
Yeah.
I just had to complete my set of that book.
Cool book,
I have issue #1 and stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
Air Pilot. Thank you, Yvonne.
That's a cool book.
Yeah.
It's a really cool book.
I already have issue 1, so I figured issue 2, okay, I'm gonna get it. So I got it. So I think that's the only 2 books that I have bought in the past, I can't believe, like 3 months. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, there's a
we haven't spec'd on
coming up
anything.
in a couple of months.
Okay, wait.
Sorry, we're talking at the same time.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, Ron.
I was just saying there's a Comic-Con coming up in a couple of months, and finally Frank Miller's going to show up, but I have no interest in attending. But 5 years ago, I definitely would go. I just don't want to shell out so much money to see him. I know it's going to cost a lot.
What doesn't he? What I think the last time that he was signing with CGC or something, I think he was charging like $350 per signature.
See, when I met him a long time ago, and I went to like this Frank Miller thing, and I got like a sketch. He did like a sketch. I think there was like 20 people there, and everybody got a sketch, and everybody got their stuff signed by Jensen and Miller and Kubert. They all signed stuff, and but you paid for the package as a whole, right? So I think I paid I think it was like $900 or something. It's a lot of money, but I wanted to meet Frank Miller and I hadn't met him before. And you get a sketch and you get like, I think 6 books signed or something like that by all those guys.
And so you made your money.
I made my money. Yeah.
Yeah, you made your money.
And it was worth it, if not just, also for the experience, getting to meet all those guys. And it's like a personal QA with like maybe 20 people in the room and then all those guys. And so it was a little bit more intimate. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. Yeah. And you got like a special lithograph and they all, the lithograph is signed. And so it's, I don't know, it's just kind of cool, but also I went to that, he did it was at the movie theaters. It was a, Cinemark. It was like the Cinemark movie theaters, to where he did like a QA in California somewhere, and then they broadcast it over all the Cinemark theaters. And for my birthday, a friend of mine took me to that, and then we just went to the movie theater and watched it. So it wasn't live, we didn't get to talk to him, but it was live. But we didn't get to meet him because it was broadcast. But it's kind of cool. It was like an hour long. Somebody made a documentary about him and stuff like that, and it's like this hour long documentary, and then a QA with them, and the whole thing was like a couple hours. It was pretty cool. I did that like this last year, which was kind of fun, but yeah, Comic-Cons are expensive, man. And they're like, I don't know. Oh man, they're so expensive. And it got to that point with like, if you want to do everything you want to do, it's more work than it is play and fun. Like we planned the stuff out for weeks. We'd have like a chart. We'd have everything mapped out, planned out, and we still didn't get to do all we wanted. And it was just like work. We'd go there and it's like, okay, we got to do this the next hour. And
All right, so Hazel Dan has legs.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Man, not
so
everybody's Frank Miller. I don't think I'm going to pay $50 for your.
No. I think Con has to a point where I've been listening to a lot of videos about cons, how people are, they're influencers. They have many followers. They go in, they have connections, so and so. Then I started to realize, you know what? Fuck. This Comic-Con for the average Joe, not you, Joe, but just in people in general, are suckers. I can tell you, if 10 people goes to the con and buy those con exclusive, I can tell you 8 people are flippers.
Mhm.
They're to make money. And those 2 are general people that just wants to get that book because they want to have something about the book or the artist and so, or just being that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I love Comic-Con. I mean, I'm very grateful that I was able to get a few sketches done for less than, not more than $20,
Yeah.
But some people at San Diego Comic-Con or even Tuscan Con, whatever, people are paying they're asking, I forgot who this artist was, but they're asking $250 for a head sketch. They're like, all right, if you're okay, if you're justifying that you love this artist, you want to pay $200, by all means, it's good, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep going here. Stan Sakai, a legend himself, he's only charging $20 for a fucking sketch of his rabbit samurai.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You got Chip Zdarsky, who has done many great books. His stories and his art is only charging you $20 for hand painted. It's not even a pen. He actually used a water marker with a brush for $20. Dan Parent, known for his Benny and Veronica and Archie comics, so he's only charging $20 to $25. Yeah, Sabrina. I got Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
$25.
It's a good sketch too.
It is.
It's not a quick sketch. It's not shoddy. It looks like what he puts in the books.
I love it. I have it in a frame, and you know what? Actually, that stands out more than my original art that I paid $500 for on a Zenescope cover of
Yeah.
this, of this horror and whatever. I mean, I love it, but it's
Yeah.
just surprising
Yeah.
that a freaking $25 sketch looks much better than a $500 original art. It's just mind blowing. But anyway, that is
So
that.
David, you're done with conventions as well. You're
No, I'm
done.
still gonna go to there's two big conventions here in Washington. One is called the Summer Con. It's part of the Puyallup Fair, where I think like a couple years ago Jim Lee and all the big star. Even this year they had it, but it just somehow did not meet my schedule. But Emerald City Comic Con, ever since I moved here to Washington, it's been something that I've been going every year. Upset that one year because of the COVID. For the past 7 years that I was here, I missed the first 2 years, 2000, from 2018 till now. I think I missed 2 years, and ever since then I've been going. It's something that me and my wife is always look forward to because she loves gathering. Something about this event, something she loves it. She's not into comic book, but she just likes the fact that we get to go out there and experience something. She takes a lot of video, and a lot of the videos that I upload is not from me. It's from my wife. That she,
So
yeah,
you get some good guests there at Emerald City Comic Con.
yeah. So last year was the Stan Sakai, and also with Chip Zdarsky, and some celebrity was there. I think Mark Ruffalo was here last year.
Hmm.
But I'm not really into celebrities. I don't want to pay $5,000 to get a picture. And I remember Tito, Kingdom Comic. He said he talked about how fast it goes. It's like take a picture. Okay, next. Take a picture. Next. It's like not more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So do I want that experience? Who gives a fuck? I really don't care. But
Yeah.
if it
photo
was
ops are
Kate
the most
Beckinsale.
disappointing things.
But if it was a Kate Beckinsale, my wife just came home. So if it was Kate Beckinsale, she comes to Emerald City Comic Con, and for me to meet her and put my arms around her shoulders for even for that 3 second, I think I might pay $500 for that. But other than that, it's I really don't care.
We met Cassandra Peterson, what's her name? You know who I'm talking about? She does the Vampire Girl. I can't think of her name. She does the movie critic stuff. I can't think of her
Elvira?
stage. Do what?
Elvira?
Elvira. Yeah, I couldn't think of her stage name, but yeah, we got to meet her a couple of times, and we got a photo op with her, and she's and Mistress of the Dark, and she's cool. Yeah, we got some comic books signed by her, and got a photo op with her. But man, I'm not a big fan of the photo ops because, like you said, it's just like take the picture, get the hell out of here. Take the picture, get the hell out of here. And it's like, oh, man, like okay, bye.
Yeah.
Here's your $80.
Here's my fucking $500 for that experience. It's like 3 seconds.
Snap, get out. But we've done some really cool photo ops at some of these Comic Cons. We did one at all the guys from Friday the 13th there. They were all the guys that played Jason. And they got the makeup crew and all that stuff, and they all dressed up like their characters in the movie. So they were all like Jasoned out. They had their masks on, their costumes on, and there was about 8 of them. And we got a photo op with all those guys, which was really, that was cool. Yeah, that was.
See, because you're a
really
horror
cool.
guy. Yeah, I know
love
you
it.
and Yvonne love horror.
Yeah, and they dressed up, dude. They dressed up like their characters. So they were in like makeup and they were in like costumes and they all look like Jason from the movies and stuff like that. Their version of Jason, like part 3 and part 2 and part 7, all that stuff. And so it was really, and they had their little props. They had like their machete props and their knife props and stuff. And it was fun. That was a really cool one. And I screwed up and we had to go back and take another one. And the guy grabbed me. He was, he started messing with me and he grabbed my shirt and he pulled me up by my shirt. And like my shirt's like all hanging out, my stomach's hanging out, and I'm kind of going like that because like he grabbed me. So they got real aggressive with me the second time I went around, which I thought was kind of funny, but it was a lot of fun.
What's up, Lord Tatman? Yeah, we're doing good. How are you? It's been a 3 months hiatus that we've been live. So, but I'm very happy. we're back, and hopefully we can do this every other Sunday. But I don't see no reason why we can't, because I like to show off my room now. It's
So your room has more space, but you have less stuff.
no same amount of stuff that looks much
Oh.
smaller.
Because I thought you got rid of stuff.
Honestly, the only thing that I got rid of by accident is the moving guy through all my Gemini mailers and my cardboard back rooms.
Oh yeah, you had a whole
I wish
stack.
somebody would come to our house and throw away our Gemini mailers. We got like 2 rooms stacked to the brim with them.
Well, here's the thing. When I came here, I said, you know what? Since I have the room and the space, I can start listing and so. And guess what? Soon as I moved in, I was taking pictures and I realized, fuck, where's my mailers? And check everywhere. I checked the boxes and I even called the guy and say, hey, did you see so and so boxes? There was like 5 boxes and there was a stack of cardboard boxes stuff. What'd you guys do to it? Oh, I thought that was rubbish. We threw it away. I'm like, wow.
That's funny.
It
That's
is.
a cool invention if you think about it. We don't talk much about Gemini mailers because they're such a common thing, but they designed it so well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that since I stopped buying comic book, I have no Gemini mailers. I got one. I got one. It's the one that Dan and Yvonne, Joe and Yvonne has sent me the AOK, and thank you. Oh man, thank you guys. You see that? It's right there. Nezuko Kamado. It's right there. It's a freaking awesome act. It's awesome figures. I love it. And they're sending some couple of comic books with that Dave Stevens on that was that Dark Horse Present 100. 100 yeah, that has a Dave Stevens backsplat. Thank you because
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it sounded to me for a second there like you enjoyed the Gemini mailer more than you did the stuff we put in it.
well no, the thing is that out of all that I have one Gemini mailer which I got from Joey.
Yeah. So you did like your Nezuko, like you liked all that stuff and the.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm all about Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting for season 5 to come, but the thing is, they just announced that they're gonna do a 3 movie.
Okay.
Movies now.
Of what? What are you
Demon
talking about?
Slayer.
Huh?
Anime.
Demon Slayer.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Oh, you don't know Demon Slayer?
Mm-mm.
Oh God.
It's good. It's an
Ron.
anime. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Ron.
Okay.
It's a pretty
Demon
good show.
Slayer. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
We've been watching a lot of anime stuff lately.
Okay, here's Demon Slayer in a nutshell. You have a demon, right? You have a demon, which he was an okay guy, but he was an asshole. He couldn't get cured, so the doctor that could cure him, he killed it because he has fucking anxiety and temperament issue. So he killed him. Then later to find out that doctor he killed was the only person who could cure him for his ability to live for lifetime, but it just can't get out in the sun. Okay, so he goes out there, he slash people with his knife and becomes his minion. But there's strong minions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minions.
So you say they're going to make a live action movie of that?
No. They're just gonna make a 3-part animation movie. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, so and this guy, the demon, the main guy demon, he comes to this family. He kills the whole family. He eats them. He bites them. He eats them. But his younger sister somehow survives.
Honestly, David, nothing you said has gotten me interested in this. I just don't care, man.
That's the whole thing. I'm not good. I'm not good at explaining things.
Well, that's okay, but as a comic book fan, I have been waiting for DC stuff to come out. I've been waiting for another Batman movie with Pattinson. I'm waiting for the Superman movie, and I'm just waiting, And I didn't notice, I don't know if you noticed, there is a Batman cartoon they just released this year
It sucks.
by J.J. Abrams and Bruce Timm. It's on Amazon. There's 10 episodes, and I didn't hear anything about it.
Because it sucks. The story
Yeah,
sucks.
what
Animation
happened
sucks.
there? Why does it suck?
The storyline is stupid. The anime. Okay, well, the thing about DC is that they're known for their animation, right? It is way better than Marvel. I mean, you can't follow the Japanese anime, but when it comes to the main streamline of Marvel and DC always had the animation part, but the animation sucked. The storyline
Oh.
sucked. You know what the thing is? Any to do with J.J. Abram, don't even go nearby because his time has passed. I mean, all he has is name to himself and the success that he had before. But other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just it was not it. That's why you don't hear anything about it. I watched one episode and that was it. I said I can't deal with this.
I
stuff.
watched one episode too, and I didn't see what the big deal was.
I'm thinking about just me canceling out HBO Max because like why am I paying fucking 20 $18 to $20 per month for content that I barely watch, and if I do watch it I'm probably not gonna like it, but I am looking forward to that Superman movie that what's his name, James Gunn is doing. I think whoever got casted for that Superman, isn't he like a freaking uncanny, like a mirror vision of Henry Cavill, but much skinnier,
Mhm.
or like a smaller
yeah.
scale,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he looks a
Kind
lot
of
like
unknown, dude.
No, I will not watch One Piece because it probably will drain about 3 months of my life because I.
and
probably
that's a
won't
good
finish
thing.
watching.
It's a good 3 months of your life being drained. It's worth it. It's worth it. Do it
I'm
now.
scared. Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm scared
now.
because I might enjoy it too much.
You would. It's really good. Okay, so this is gonna. I'm not a good salesman, but after the first couple of 100 episodes, it gets really, really good. It starts off pretty good, but it just gets better and better and better. So the longer you stick with it, the more familiar you get with everything that's going on. You start caring about everything more, and it's a really big world building thing. So by the time you get deep into it, you're just completely invested, and the characters really mean something to you because it's there in your life for so long. When you watch it, you binge that thing a few hours a day. Like we just went head first, man, into the concrete. Like I think we binged it. Like we do like 10-hour sprees every day.
God, damn.
We get out of work, man. We get out of work starting at about maybe 6 o'clock at night, from 6 to 12 o'clock in the morning, 6 to 1 o'clock in the morning. We watch it, and then on the weekends we do like 12 hours a day on the weekends, and we just, yeah, man, it was insane. But most people, I don't expect anybody to do that because, like, I guess people have more of a life than we do. We don't have kids, and we don't do anything, and only responsible thing we have to do is take care of our pet and go now. So all we got to do is watch anime. Don't have anything else to do, really.
That's probably
but
something I will
it's really
do.
good though. It's really good.
I think that's something
Yeah.
I'll do when my wife goes to Korea in winter. So I have maybe 2 to 3 weeks
Okay.
of my own time. I think I'm just going to binge
Okay.
watch the whole thing. But until then,
Yeah.
that got to be
Okay.
on the back burner for now. But
Yeah, just
Demon
make sure it's
Slayer-
One Piece. Yeah,
Demon
just make
Slayer
sure it's
and
One Piece. You're not wasting it on something else.
no, and then here's another one that Yvonne had recommended. Check out Blue Eye Samurai. You gotta watch that. It's fun.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, we watched that. We
So
binged
good.
that too. Yeah, that's
good.
really good. Yeah.
So good.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Mhm.
All right. Oh, my wife just gave me a little peek. Anyway, did you hear about the sex trafficking?
Hang on, wait. What do you mean your wife just gave you a little peek?
She just can
Okay.
give me
All
a
right.
little
I just
peek.
want to
Okay.
make sure you're
But
not getting
there
weird
was
on us or anything.
sex trafficking in San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. There's some
14
guys arrested. Yeah.
14 people were arrested. 10
Wow.
10 females got saved from this sex trafficking. But here's the thing. Did it really happen at the San Diego Comic-Con, or did it happen during the time of San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me that a bunch of sex traffickers would take a bunch of young people and all these sex slaves through Comic-Con. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what the. I'm not really
It
sure.
sounds horrible.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's a really bad venue and a really bad place to do that because it's so widely recognized.
And why would it happen at a comic convention? It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
But here's the
My
thing.
guess is
I have
more
I
about
have
that.
kind of read. I didn't get into detail, but they're saying that this was a sting operation for years. So whenever there's a huge convention, they would have this operation. So they did a sting operation. They investigated for years and they nailed it at San Diego Comic Con.
Okay.
Hooray! Has to be during the time of San Diego Comic Con when you
Yeah.
have all the nerds, all the freaks, and the people. And you know what? I heard that in Vegas, whenever there's a porn convention, there's always some type of a comic convention as well too. I don't know if that's true,
Yeah.
but whenever there's a big convention, there's also some type of a porn convention as well. So comics, sex, does it sell? Yes, it does. It's a good. It goes. It's like 2 + 2 is 4. You
Mhm.
know, cars convention, porn convention is 3 + 3. Yes, it makes sense. So sex, does it always evolve around big thing? I think so, but to a point where happened at during the time of San Diego Comic Con, which I heard it was a huge success.
Yeah.
And I heard that San Diego Comic Con might move to Vegas, so it's not
Oh.
even be considered as San Diego Comic Con, you know. But if it happens, imagine Vegas. It's legal there,
Yeah. Prostitution. Yeah.
so I don't know. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, there goes San Diego Comic Con. It's not a Comic Con anymore. It's more of a pop culture. I heard, I don't know. This year, a lot of the comic book was the main focus because of the exclusive and all the hype. But to a point where, for the past 3 years, I think this was one of the most successful Comic Con for San Diego Comic Con in the past 3 years. There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of people are buying into it. But yeah, I mean,
I think I would hate San Diego Comic-Con. I think I would love it and
would
hate. I
hate
think
it,
I would
yeah.
love it. I think I would be in awe and I'd be overwhelmed. But like, I'd love it for the sheer awe of it. But I think I would also be miserable there. I think I would really hate it. Like, I can imagine spending my whole weekend there doing two freaking things. Like, I spend all weekend there, and I get to do two things, maybe one thing a day.
Yeah,
waiting
'cause it's
waiting
so
in line
crowded.
for 12 hours for one stupid thing. Man, I don't know. I can't think of.
I don't know. I think something that if I was just the general audience, I would just love to go there once.
Yeah, just to
But
experience it, you know. Yeah,
but that's also a fucking lottery ticket because you need to.
right.
If you're not a continuous member, you have to sign and you might get picked to go to San Diego Comic Con. But if I do have the time, that's one of the things that on my bucket list, that me and my wife will go to San Diego Comic Con one day and experience the chaos and and the spectacle of this thing that whole started this Comic Con to begin with. I think, back in the 80s.
Really, you don't want to do that. After 5 minutes, you say, "This sucks. I'm going to go home."
No, well, I might bitch about it, but I can say I was there. I was there. Like, I can't
That was
bitch about the
miserable.
San Diego Comic Con because I never there. Only hear from the second source
Yeah.
or third hand source. But like, I can tell you about Emerald City Comic Con. This past one was one of the best Comic Con that I had compared to the past 3 Comic Cons that I was there. I think the best experience that I had at Emerald City was 2018.
Yeah.
But it just because of the COVID, we got to bleep that out. We got to bleep that COVID out. But yeah, last year
First
I had
couple
fun.
Comic Con that I went.
You're breaking out, hey Joe.
It was still really about the comic book.
Okay, Joe, we only heard one out of every 5 words you just said, so you need to repeat the whole thing again because you're lagging really bad right now.
Who are you talking to? Me?
We didn't hear.
Okay.
We only
Okay.
heard one.
No, I
piece
just
of
said
what
that the
you
first.
said.
Okay, yeah, the first couple of Comic Cons I went to were some of my favorite because it was primarily about comic books, and we got to meet some really cool comic book dealers and see some really cool books and stuff like that. And that's really kind of what it was all about. So you didn't have like and cosplay, a little bit of cosplay, but not much. But you didn't have a bunch of people like waiting in line to get a bunch of stuff signed and try to flip stuff. And it was just, you kind of go in there and you get to see some really cool books and maybe trade some books with some other, with some dealers and stuff like that. And those are some of my more fun ones. I really, really enjoyed those a lot. And the ones with the celebrities are fun too. We got caught up in a lot of that stuff. But I think my favorites were my first couple of ones that we went to. Did y'all get all of that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of places that I want to go. There's one, San Diego Comic Con. Next one is New York Comic Con, and I want to go to MegaCon in Florida. That's the three major cons that are. E2C2 in Chicago.
Yeah.
Those are the four cons that once I retired, I probably want to go and just say I was there, experience, and hopefully that I'll get to see some of the YouTube members as well. Maybe Fan Expo when he's in Texas, I might come and visit you, Joe. I'm just a little bit older, but.
That's a big one too. Now Dallas went crazy with it. Like theirs is pretty big now. It's a good one. Yeah.
So there's like 5 cons that I would love to, instead of just staying in regionally, I would love to go to a different state and visit. Florida, I might visit. If I'm in MegaCon, I would love to see Tito in person. Meet Master X Blade. People like that, and probably drive by Saratoga, CGC. And take a picture saying, I was there. In Chicago, E2C2, meet, Walking Jedi, see them, stop by and see Alex the Comic Holder because he's in the Midwest area, Mid-East area, mid-mountain, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think Comic Cons for me that I would like to go there is just to see the people that I have touch bases with over the years in YouTube, like you, Joe, and Ron. If I ever go to San Diego, you probably in California, so I might drive away, out of the way just to see and say hi and have coffee and lunch.
I'm in the San Francisco area. That's so far away from LA and San Diego.
Well, perfect because we probably will drive down. We'll stop on the San Francisco.
You won't do that. It's too far.
Me, I have done it once already.
David, I just want to go back to your your comments about the news. If knowing what you know about conventions, what do you think was going on with that sex trafficking thing? Knowing what you know about cons, what do you think they were doing there?
I think this is my thing. I think there's some people of big time movers, right? Because who has money, people who
they were selling these people.
Yeah, they were selling this young females that it seems like it has been booked for months, before. And like I said, this is just my speculation, but all I know is that this has been on a sting operation for years before they, cracked it down. But this, I'm assuming this has to be a big time players who has the money that is able to afford this type of young women's ahead of time, because it was so discreet. Because average people like me, I'll probably, if I was desperate enough, I probably will go down to Hollywood Boulevard and but this type of scales of operation they're doing, it has to be a huge underground, it has to be millions and $1 million involved, but are they part of the?
Oh yeah, I think it's like $1 billion industry.
Yeah, but do I believe that it has to do with people who is involved with San Diego Comic Con? I don't know. They could be a dealers. They could be, actually they could be part of the Hall H members. Part of the MCU. Because could be the actors or actresses. Who
Celebrities.
knows? Because none of the names, the 14 people they arrested, no name was released.
Yeah.
So
That would be more my guess, is that it would have to do with like the bigwigs and the celebrities that are there and stuff like that. That are like,
Yeah,
possibly something like that, and they brought him. Yeah, but I
they're
don't
in a
know.
whole
It's
different
just like
league.
gosh, it's just such a risky. What
I
a
mean, look at P Diddy.
yeah.
It's
So
sad.
these guys with all the money, do you think they got arrested, or did you think they got caught, or we don't
I
know?
do believe that someone who was involved. I can pretty much say that somebody with this big money was someone involved, not being part of the trafficking, but who has
Bought it.
got himself. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Bought
that
the person. Yeah.
I think that is why there is that the no say clause that you can't say who was involved, or you can say who was arrested. I
I
don't know.
guess I just don't get it. It's a comic book convention. I just can't believe that was happening there. I did hear about the news. I did hear the story, but
It's sad. They're probably already out on bail. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Unfortunately.
Like I said, I never been to San Diego Comic Con, so I don't know how big of the names and people is involved with this, but I'm sure in that type of magnitude of the con, there's got to be a high roller out there saying, "Hey, you know what?" He's probably the movers and shakers and said, "Hey, you know what? I want a young boy. I want a young girl. So and so.
Jesus.
I mean, look. I mean, it's been documented over centuries that these people with power has their little fetish with young people.
It's
I mean,
sick.
look at Caesar. He's a bisexual who loves young men and women.
Yeah, those old Roman. Those they did some really. Yeah.
Yeah, back then it was okay because their what loyalty or their
Yeah.
part of, but now it's to a point where the society that we live in, it shouldn't be done, but
No.
but it is what it is. I mean, sex is like Joe said, it's $1 billion industry.
I still find it utterly appalling and frustrating. Like, not one person has been named that's been to that island, Epstein Island. They haven't named anybody. Like, you have no idea. Like, a bunch of famous rich people have gone there and politicians. You don't know one damn person that's been to that place, and they know who it is.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it is. Well, here it is. Lord Tammy, Kamala will raise money for them. Yes, thank you, Kamala Harris. What was today is for tomorrow. And she has a speech where today is for tomorrow, and tomorrow,
Yeah.
tomorrow is for the past, which is for today. And like,
So
I
we
don't
look
get it.
forward to the future.
Which arrow she's going? Is like she's like playing the multiverse,
Yeah.
like completely wrong. But I just gotta love this video. But yeah, I mean, it is sad to see what has happened. But at the time when the success of San Diego Comic Con, this news drop is pretty sad. What else is what other news is there? Did you hear about the Torpedo Comics? They had that. They had that book. They had the Frank Miller variant, and there's also had this J. Scott Campbell reprint of whatchamacallit. Anyway, there was J. Scott Campbell cover and with Daredevil cover, and there was only 100 limited of 100 print, and Torpedo Comic was in. So it's a random, it's sealed. So you open it, you might get a Frank Miller variant, or you might get a J. Scott Campbell. But J. Scott Campbell is the one that draws a lot of the money on the secondary market. You can sell it for like $200-300. And there was this Torpedo Comic. They did a small little convention, or I think on San Diego Comic Con. The J. Scott Campbell variant, which they say they were sold out, which is limited to 100 print. They had over 500 of this book on their freaking table. So it's to a point where this store exclusive of limited print is just, you can't believe them anymore. So if they say there's only 50 printed, take it with a grain of salt. But if you love the cover, pre-order them, or just wait a few minutes. If it goes then what the retail price is, get it then.
So in summary, they promoted as hard to find and rare, but it really wasn't.
They said that it was 100 print run. And they said
it a good cover though? I mean, was it something that was?
It was a Danger Girl revolver. The one that J. Scott Campbell, she's in a bathtub with bubbles and she has a gun. She has a gun. Like, anyway, so it was a reprint. It's a virgin cover of that cover of the Danger Girls, which J. Scott Campbell has done back in the early 90s. And they reused it. They sealed it saying it's a random. You can get Frank Miller or you can get the J. Scott Campbell. And it was crazy because people were paying $300 for the J. Scott Campbell.
Wow.
Yeah, and 1 month later, after they say they were sold out, on one of the cons or one of the shows that they did, they had over 500 of those books on the table. Just the J. Scott Campbell, none of the Frank Miller.
And it's like they're not breaking any laws. They can get away with this, right?
They can, and they did.
It's not like false advertisement, but to us it is.
Well, when you say it's limited to 100 print, it's 100 print.
Why can't they get in trouble with that? That sounds so. It's just a big lie, right? No integrity at all, these guys.
Well, the thing is that nobody's filing suit with this company. Like say you and me, we got it, and later to find out they had filed. Like, you need to file a class action suit saying for false or defamation of of what I don't know. I don't know the legal term, but saying, hey, you see 100 print, you have 500 more. I pay premium for this. Like, I should be able to sue you guys for a certain amount of money because I was misled. But is people doing that? No.
And this is just one comic book store, Torpedo Comics.
Torpedo Comics, yeah.
I don't think I've ever bought from them. Have you?
No, they're overpriced.
Wow.
I mean, they have great. I think they're located in California. I think they have their flagship store in Vegas, which you can go in and their Grail books is all in a vault looking thing, and they have. I mean, it's a great place to visit if you want to watch some great comic books. But I never bought from them because, like I said, everything they have is all overpriced, and it was just to a point where it's sad, to a point where retailers are misleading people to get it. I mean, by all means, buy what you want. So they say, buy what you want. But why lie about it, or why be so, why misleading a collector saying that there's certain print run, but you have so many more in the back,
Well, I guess it's sad if they have to be deceptive about business practices in order to make money, because otherwise they're just not making any money. I don't think people are buying comic books as much as they used to,
True. But don't you want to have your loyal customer coming back because of your what? God, I can't think of the word. God, what's the word I'm trying to look for?
I don't know.
Okay, so in a elementary form, it's like because of your reputation, all right, your honesty,
Your integrity. Yeah.
thank you, your integrity. That people are coming back because regardless if it's the book is shed or not. I mean, let's say if I was a comic book dealer, if I said, "Oh yes, I have only 50 of these," right? Then there will be only 50 of these, and
Yeah.
rest of the 500 that I probably might have to drink it myself, you know. But it's it, it's sad. It's sad that it's but Ron, is comic book market or it's just the hobby itself, isn't that always like there's always a gray area, and there's so many of the gray areas when it comes to comic books, you
I
know.
don't know what are you talking about.
Well, one thing is nothing is set in stone. First appearances, cameo appearances, you know.
Like
uh
for me, Death of Black Widow. She's not quite dead, but she is.
you
That's a
know,
very gray area there.
and then yeah, especially when it comes to a preview, is that considered as first appearance, so and so. So there's no set in stone saying no, this is not it, because every collector has a different niche and they have a different thing. So it's out there. It's out there, right? For people to kind of decide on their own. Like the infamous Iron Man #1. There's no spec play when it comes to the MCU about Robert Downey Jr. becoming Doctor Doom, but people will pay premium because of what? Of the first AI of Tony Stark.
I remember when that book came out, and I just was not interested.
Thanks, Joe. I
Glad you know.
thank you. I know you guys not feeling well, and I want to say, Joe, thank you for even being here today and giving your time on, especially when you're not feeling up to par. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, definitely, and hope you guys feel better soon, and see you guys on IG. All right.
Is Joe sick? Hi, Joe and
Yeah,
Yvonne are sick.
yeah. He and Yvonne got. He said that he and Yvonne got COVID, so they were sick for a whole week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know what I got? I got the flu. I got influenza.
Oh, geez. Did you
Yeah.
go to?
So I got the vaccine last November before flu season. But the vaccine only lasts during flu season. So once flu season's done, I'm vulnerable. So guess what? I get the flu in the summer, which is so ridiculous, right? So I guess I should get the vaccine in the summer as well, because it's only good for 4 or 5 months.
Well, yeah, I guess every 6 months just get a vaccine just for the sake of saying, because that's the worst time to get sick is during summer. I hate summer flu.
Yeah, I was not sick the whole 4 years, okay, during COVID, but I got sick this summer and it was awful.
Yeah, I was sick right before the move, and God, I had to go to work. I had to pack. I had to move. It was the worst time that I could get sick,
That
and
sucks.
yeah, and it was hot.
Uh,
It was hot, and it just somehow being sick on a hot day just doesn't feel right. I'd rather be sick and cold, being on a warm bed and deal with it instead of being hot and being sick.
yeah.
It's just the worst combination out there. But I'm just glad that you're feeling better, Ron. Um,
And I don't know how I got it. I mean, I went out for some meals with my family. I was not near anyone sick. I was not near anyone coughing. I just went out a couple times with my family, once in Oakland, once in San Francisco. I got it in one of those places.
so
I
you
just
said
don't know how I
this
got it.
happened. You said this happened about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, same time. I think during that time there was some strange virus going around because even in my work area, the whole neighborhood was sick. Like the
Hmm.
kids got sick, their parents got sick. So
Hmm.
during the whole month, people were just saying, you don't see them for 3 4 days, and they appeared and they kind of lost a couple of pounds and say, "Hey, what happened?" Like, "Oh yeah, I got the flu." So So
Well, right now in California, COVID is very high.
I heard.
And I'm not so sure why. I mean, here in California, we're pretty good with vaccines. But it has been a while for me since I've taken my vaccine. I think it's getting close to a year now. So I better, it's August, right? So I better get my booster or whatever that is pretty soon. Because I think it's starting to get cold again outside.
Yeah, here's for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be like 88 to 90, about 85 to 90 degrees here in Washington. So not looking forward to that. I'm not a hot weather guy. I don't know how the hell I lived in Hawaii for 45 years. Honestly, I can't do that anymore. Well, as for that as well, and me and Joe, we were talking about how YouTube have evolved in a way that to a point where it's not the same as before. I think we touched the bases about this, how things has changed. But
yeah, we talked about it. I mean, I saw your chatter on Instagram about Sticky Goose.
Yeah,
and, how he's getting all those views because of his pointing out the drama and calling out people or whatever you want to call it. I'm not interested in that stuff. I mean, I know he doesn't get a lot of views showing his comic book hauls, but I don't want to watch a video just because he's promoting drama. That's just ridiculous.
no, I get it. But I think the guy that I think Hazel Dan has sent out a link when one of the YouTubers had talked about Sticky Goose and Jet Mint, how they're, I don't know. YouTube is for entertainment and for educational. I guess educational in somewhat way. Stupid education or what? I mean,
Stupid education.
yeah.
That's
Like
what it is.
if I don't know how to do things, the first thing I'll do is I'll go to YouTube and see the tutorial of how it should be done or what's been done. So you can say it educational.
Yeah.
But overall, it's for entertainment. I get it. 10 years ago when we started this YouTube, were we entertained with just the comic books that people were showing on a comic book haul?
I think those guys that were more entertaining were the ones that got the most views. Like, what is that? Who was that YouTuber that was always funny? He calls himself Jimmy Doing Deals, but he had another name.
Jimmy Do a Deal.
Yeah, that's what he's called now, Jimmy Doing Deals. He's from New York. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh God, what is Jimmy's name? Shit, I can't remember what he used to be called, but he was always funny every time he did his videos.
But so going back to there's so many channels. Okay, Jimmy C.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, that's who it is.
Jimmy
That guy
C.
was hilarious. That guy was
Isn't he the guy that always had the original art?
Yes, he had some. Yeah. He collected artists. Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds and talks like a salesman, very Italian. Yeah. I remember Jimmy C. Yeah, but yeah, I mean he knows how to talk. I mean,
He
I
does.
think that's the thing for me is like I can't never be an influencer. No, I don't want to be an influencer. But if I did have the talent, I would need to talk more. How you say fluidly. I need to have a better vocabulary. I need to be more fluent. I need to sales pitch this and sales this that. And it has to be funny. It has to be entertaining, right? So back then, when I started my YouTube channel, it wasn't about me trying to be funny. So it's to a point where I have this book. Here's my books, right? And I will watch you. I watch your haul, and it's pretty much all Black Widow. And it was like I said, I like your voice, Ron. You have a very nice, smoothing voice. It's too and as time passes, I realize, okay, these people, I'm not having fun anymore. And some people I just watch for the sake of loyalty. It's you supporting me, I support.
Yeah, supporting their videos.
Yeah. And now to a point where for the past 3 months, I wasn't very active on YouTube. I wasn't very active on Instagram.
Neither have I.
So I had to step back and say, what do I really want, and what am I what am I trying to achieve here? Trying to achieve was something that what YouTube want me to do is like I told you, I don't mind my channel being monetized. I want certain views and so and so. But to do that, I have to get out of my comfort zone, my norm, to be someone that I'm not, which I don't want that because it's gonna be tiresome at the end of the year or end of the day. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, yeah,
So
I know, and
so
you have to be dishing out that content at least 2 or 3 times a week and regularly too, and it's hard. Yeah, back then it was all about just the comic books.
yeah,
Back then, now it's more about the personality.
yeah. It's just
So nowadays, like I use YouTube for getting stock picks. If I want to get some investing ideas, there's a couple guys I watch, and mostly it's because of their personality, not necessarily because of their stock picks. Because I I look at the stock on my own. I get the idea and then I research it myself. But these content creators, I basically watch them because I can stand who they are. There are some guys that I can't stand watching. I think they're just all full of shit. But these two guys, yeah, they're full of it too. But at least I can tolerate, their content.
I think that's what it is what we can tolerate, Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's like what we're willing to accept, regardless that if it's a BS or not. But at the end of the day, if you watch a 30-minute video or 1 hour live show, whatever, I want to be entertained to a point where I will keep my interest watching, But honestly, I honestly have to say, Comic Book Hall, I watch them because, like Hazel Dan, I'll watch them just to see what kind of book they have picked up, But
Yeah, and they're good collectors, so they got good stuff. And every now and then you'll see something that you'll want too.
Exactly, but it's not as like it was before.
No,
No,
not.
I watch Keep It Thorough. Just somehow the way he just talks about things, it entertains me after 45 minutes listening to him. I'm like, okay, then he goes to the same thing. I mean, no hard feeling, Thorough, but you hit the subject, then you go back to your life experience, which I love. God bless you. But I'd be entertained for that 45 to an hour of his show.
So Keep It Thorough owns a comic book shop, does he not?
He did.
Oh, he did. But
did.
Not anymore.
I think there was a fallout because he was a part owner on an LCS.
Okay.
I think that was
too bad.
Yeah, I mean, when your idea was great at beginning, but as you go, your idea separates. I mean,
execution's tough. Yeah.
I watch Beyond Wednesdays. Brian McKay. I mean,
I don't know what's that. That's a comic book channel.
It's a comic book channel. He does every Saturday. There's a drama alert, which talk about.
Oh God! Really?
Yeah. And
why would you watch that? Drama alert.
But it only happens on Saturdays. So
jeez.
So there's comic industry. Every Tuesday he does comic book industry, which means he has 2 LCS owner that's been doing for like over a decade, and they talk about the market. They talk about the LCS. It's just overall. So that is kind of somewhat. I listen to this. Sometimes very boring, but sometimes they have like Brian Polito comes out. There's the artist that comes in. They kind of promote what they're doing. So it's good if you're into that stuff. Wednesday they talk about the comic book market, like what's been sold, what's been so and so. What their thoughts are. And on Friday there's Stein's top 10. So they their top 10 comic book that has been sold. So, I mean, it's I like watching it because I get entertained and I get to.
I don't believe you're getting anything out of it, though, David. I can't believe it. If especially now, if you've stopped buying comic books, what's the point in watching those videos? I mean, if they're just talking about the market.
Well, as for me, if they talk about the especially the market watch, I like the market watch because if there's is there certain things that I might have that is being hot right now. Like if I had the infamous Iron Man, I would just list it on my eBay for $45 and boom, you'll be out. You know, uh, that is something that I want to kind of keep in watch because, like I said, I'm more on the selling point right now instead of buying point. But it's not like I want to list like 1,000 of my comic books for $1 to $5. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's not
that
gonna happen.
yeah, not happening.
But 5-10 years from now, your comic book collection could be valuable.
Can be.
I think you just got to hold on to it, let it appreciate. It's kind of like stocks. You've done the hard work, and you just wait and let it grow and let it appreciate in value. And that's how I see my comic books. I'm not thinking I'd sell now. I'm thinking sell 20 years down the road when I don't care about it anymore.
True. I mean, the only reason I watch those market watch is like, okay, if I can get the premium, let's say I'm just gonna pull out a book.
Excuse me.
Like this book, Spider-Man number 55. This is the second.
That's a
frame.
great cover. I never got one of those.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
you
red,
don't?
white, and blue.
I have
Those are
many
so
copies.
cool.
I'll send you some.
No, you don't. No, David, you don't have to send. I appreciate it, man. But
So like
it's
this
a
here.
cool cover.
It's
a cool cover. But do I need more comic books? I mean, no, I have a lot of comic books,
So like let's say this one here. Like, I don't know if it's somehow just back on a top 10. It's probably selling for $2 right now, but it's selling for 10, $15. I'll say, oh, you know what? I can get my money back, but just listing this for like $8. Then 3 of the copies that I have I can sell it. That's the only reason why I watch those market watch, the top 10, just to see if I have a certain books that is heating up right now. As of right now, nothing's heat up.
You mean you're waiting for something that you can sell based on the market?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense.
Yes. But I'm not gonna ask for like if you sell for like $25, I'm not gonna sell for 25. I want to get rid of it. So
But I bet you can go 2 or 3 years without watching those videos and still
true.
be okay.
You know what, Ron? You're very true. But for me to have this every other week, I gotta watch and see what's happening. So at least I have some kind of topic to talk about.
Yeah. So there are so many communities on YouTube. There's the bullet journal community. There's the little toy pony community. You should see these little girls making their videos with their little toy ponies, showing it off. And they do it just like we did it with comic books. They're just showing what they have. And there's a bunch of them. It's just ridiculous. They got this big community of young girls showing off their little toy ponies. That's like, wow. I can't imagine doing that when I was a kid, having toy ponies and making videos about it.
Yeah, who knew? Look,
Who
Ron.
cares?
Who cares? But the thing is, have you seen that new Tesla truck, the Cybertruck?
I think I have, but I don't remember what it looks like.
Well, it's just the shape of it's something that I probably could drew when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And now it's a freaking it's a design of a truck that it sells for $90,000. I mean,
it's called a Cybertruck. Is that it?
Cybertruck, yes. Tesla. It's a Tesla Cybertruck.
I mean, what is so good looking about this design? I mean,
Is
why
that
would anyone pay so much money to get it?
well, that's the whole thing, Ron. This is something that a 6-year-old can draw, and now now it becomes a freaking design of a truck that just is out of the ordinary. The design itself,
Out
everything
of the
else,
ordinary is being nice. I think it's ugly.
it is
That's a better
ugly.
way,
It's ugly as
that's a better
truck.
way of saying it, right?
That's why it's like now you want to be abnormal. You want to be different. You want to look different. You
You know,
know,
the best looking trucks are by Ford and Toyota, I think. Like the
Toyota,
Ford
yeah, 41442. Wait, four
F-150.
yeah, F-150. It's an introduction to their F series, but I don't know. I think GMC also makes a great
Yeah, GMCs are nice. Yeah, yeah.
you know truck's not cheap, man. Some of this truck
No.
is like $120,000.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have no need for a truck though.
I was never a truck guy, but I mean, the areas that of my business, there's a lot of construction guys, and there's so majority of the cars that pulls in are trucks, and these are massive trucks,
Yes, with those huge wheels and
huge wheels. I mean, it's just the stock. I mean, this guy bought a truck. I think it was F-250. I think it was. I swear, I thought a tank would be coming in. And he's like, how much you pay for this? Like, oh, it's about 100,000. I'm
Jesus.
like, of course, he got all the smaller the nicks and all the gadgets and stuff. 100,000, and I'm driving a Volkswagen that I paid $41,000. I'm very happy with that. But I guess everybody has their own means. Like I said, with the market, everybody has their own niche, so and so. But yeah, it's a lot of things has changed. I can say,
Yeah, so if you had all the money in the world, what would be your car that you'd buy? If you had all the money in the world. Come on, there must be one. Maserati, Porsche.
no.
Or there must be something that's on your wish list, so to speak.
If I had all the money in the world, if there was one car that I would get, is I probably would think it's a G wagon from Mercedes Benz.
G-Wagon from Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah,
I don't know what that looks like.
it's like a Jeep, but it's a Mercedes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that Hitler used to drive. I'm just kidding.
I guess the reason why I said G wagon because that's my wife's car. If we
Oh,
ever
okay.
so,
Okay.
but for me, if I really wanted a car that I would want to have it's gonna be an old classic. 68 probably Camaro, 66 Camaro,
Yeah.
probably 67 El Camino. Those kind of thing, with just a with original interior, probably with a V8, small V8. Nothing hot rod, nothing too flashy, but just classic car that can still, if there's something go wrong, you can get a wrench and kind of adjust your your carbs and so and so. Just very. I think that would be my card. But for the expensive card, I think the G Wagon is something that my wife would love and something that I probably would appreciate driving as for the safe it is. But
Well, if you had all the money in the world, you would care what your wife thought. I mean,
no,
for me, I would get a muscle car too, like a Camaro or a Corvette
yeah, no,
or something like that.
just classic car would just eat up the ecosystem and chug a lot down gasoline.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you had all the money in the world, you don't care how much gasoline
And
you
then
buy.
you stick that key and you turn it. It's not a you turn it and you do a shift or you do again. Just something classic, something something that you start and you go, ying, 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 just I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about that just gets me very satisfied.
But I've gone to some of those car conventions, and I've sat in some of those muscle cars that I've dreamed of having. My ass does not fit well in those cars. I mean, I have a Toyota ass. I just sit better in those Asian cars. I guess because I'm Asian, right?
Well,
Have you sat in a Camaro before? It
yes.
doesn't feel
No,
right.
it doesn't feel right. It's just somehow I feel like yeah, and like you know, yeah, something about it. It doesn't feel right. But of course, but I probably would need to adjust the seat to my comfort. Hey, look, I have all the money in the world. I can change the seat. You know,
Yeah, you can get a baby booster seat there.
yeah, something. But yeah, you're right. Something about this bucket seat doesn't sit well with me.
It doesn't feel right, man.
No, no, you're right.
And
Probably not-
conversely, I've tried those Mini Coopers, and it is so small. I feel really cramped in there.
yeah,
Um,
I had a Mini Cooper.
oh, did you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like it?
I love it. The handling, the way he hugs the road. I can go to 35 to 40 miles per hour and take a sharp right turn and with no hassle.
Oh, sounds dangerous.
It's a fun drive, but that's something that I don't know if I want to retire from it. It's probably a best second or third car that you just want to drive in your neighborhood or just want a weekend drive, But not for everyday commute. I don't think I would want that in an everyday commute, which I did, and I did not like it. And for my big ass fat guy to be coming out in a small ass car, just somehow the image did not fit me right. People are saying, "What are you doing with a mini? Like, what do you see me in? Like SUV, a truck?" I'm like, "Fuck, stop stereotyping." But they said, "No, it's just the way your physique and your height does not somehow go with the mini." I'm like, whatever. That's what the car I had. So
So you bought a new car not that long ago. Is your insurance gone up as well? It's
oh yeah, yeah.
How much would you say it went up? Like 20%, 25%?
Not as like California. No,
Okay.
it hasn't hit that hard yet, but it did
Hmm.
go up 10%.
Yeah, ours went up 12%. So we got rid of our second car. We just have one car now
Oh,
because paying insurance for two cars is ridiculous.
yeah. I paid semi-annually, so I pay for mine and my brother's. But since it's on a business account, we pay close to about because I had a speeding ticket 4 years ago.
Oh,
And my
that ruins it. Yeah.
Yeah, and my brother used the window protection twice in 1 year, so that premium. So because of that, still in our background, I think I paid about 14.75 for
Hmm.
6 months, which is not bad. It's averaged to about $100 something per month for each
I
car.
guess that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time where I used to think about getting insurance for my comic book collection because I thought I had so much valuable stuff, but I don't really have that. I don't really have valuable stuff. Like, come on.
But
But
you
I
have home
getting
insurance.
insurance for comic books, and it's expensive.
But you have home insurance.
I don't know if it really covers that though.
What if you document it, you can. Yeah, like look for like because you did all the okay. Let's say I did not realize this, but you can use your haul videos right
As documentation.
as a documentation,
Yeah.
saying
I
that
know.
you have this book before, and due to some crazy incident that your collection has damaged, you can actually use that to file
Yeah,
for.
I can show my Instagram and my YouTube. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And I saw this video. This guy saying you can pay off your 30-year mortgage by doing this. So I was kind of skeptical, but he's saying you open up a equity account for your home, right? So somewhat you're borrowing from your equity, but I didn't know that you can get a check from your equity loan. Like
Yeah, but it's supposed to be for something to improve your home, right?
Yeah, but so they're saying that this guy's saying that you can borrow from you can open up a line of credit for you from your equity of your home, right? And whatever money that you get paid, let's say your income, you deposit that into that equity.
And so what you do is you make it grow. You make the money grow.
You make the grow, and you pay off your thing by just putting your paycheck into the equity and use that equity check as your everyday expense.
I guess that makes sense. You could do that, but you still owe money on the loan, do you not?
So you so somewhat way that he's saying that your 30-day mortgage can be paid off within 12-year period.
I've heard
The
of that.
least, at the most, but the earliest you can do it in 7 to 5 years. And this said, you get an equity, you you open up an equity account, and you whatever money that you get paid, your income, you just put that into your equity, right? And your everyday expense, just whatever check or credit card you whatever debit card, and just use that as your everyday expense. You pay your bills, you pay your so and so through that equity.
So you're going to do this?
I'm thinking about going to my bank and see if that's even possible, because if I can cut down 10 years of my mortgage.
Well, you know, my dad, he did things the old fashioned way. He had a 30-year mortgage and he took out home equity to improve the home. He actually made it a lot bigger. It
Uh-huh.
was first a 3-bedroom place, then he made it a 6-bedroom place. And he's put a lot of cool stuff for air conditioning. And lately he's put in solar panels. So his home is a lot more valuable and bigger than when he first bought it. But he did it the old fashioned way, not the way you're talking about.
No, it just caught my curiosity to a point where if it's possible to cut 10 years of my mortgage.
Well, I heard it's possible that you can, pay off your mortgage faster.
Yeah.
Eh, I don't know if taking out the equity loan is the way to do it, though. I've never quite heard that, but it is a cool idea. I get where you're going with that because you can get a lot of money from borrowing
Yeah.
from against your home.
Against your home, and you
Yeah.
and the check that they give you, you can use that for your everyday expense. Like you can do automatic payment through that, link that account, so you pay your electric so and so, your mortgage so and so, but your income will go into that equity, and your equity grows. You can just pay that mortgage off when it comes to a certain amount, and you're debt free.
So did you see this on YouTube? You learned about this on YouTube, David?
Actually, it's on Instagram.
Instagram.
But if
Wow.
it's true, but it's not like I'm going through with it. But I definitely will go to my banker and ask if it's possible, and if they really cut down to a point like, yeah, it is possible, but it's not what the guy would say. It's not maybe 12 years. You probably could cut down like 5 or 7, at the most 10 years. I'm like, then why not?
Yeah, I know.
Why not? That's
Yeah.
like tens of $1,000s I can save on interest alone.
Yep.
Yeah, but I can't do that now because it's been only a month that I've been here. It probably won't have to do probably 1 year from now. But if it's
Well,
possible,
it takes time to study up on that
Yeah.
stuff. Might as well start now, figuring out what your options are for later on.
yeah,
Not
so
now, but later on.
Yeah. why not?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So the stock market has been very kind to us. So we're getting a home up in Canada
Oh, nice. Where, BC?
on the east side, north of Toronto.
Oh, like, okay.
So
Well, you'll be due resident.
well, my daughter would be. I mean, I don't see myself leaving California. So it's mostly for my kid, not for my wife and myself. There's no way we can afford a house in California. Although I was a homeowner many years ago. Um, man, it's just weird and wild here in California. People pay money. They don't get a mortgage. They just pay it in cash. You know, $2 million house, boom, it's theirs. But knowing what we know now about earthquakes and also insurance, it doesn't make sense to buy a home in California right now.
Mm,
And especially with the fires. Oh my God, there's fires left and right here.
yeah. Well, there's a huge fire in Canada right now that is coming into American border right now. I don't know if they got that contained or not, but it's a pretty huge fire that Canada has dealing with right now.
So you
Yeah,
got homeowners insurance for your home. You got
yes,
that with the mortgage. It's a whole
yes,
package, right?
yeah, all in one.
That's cool. Yeah. Because in California, they're not. They kind of left us those insurance.
Yeah,
Companies.
especially for fire. Like
Yeah.
you can't get fire protection anymore because of
Yeah.
those. It's crazy. And I saw that multi-million-dollar house on a mountain that got burned to a crisp. I think it was a 6-bedroom mansion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
And I
like,
think that's what Martian Comic Hunter was saying about his home. He lives near so many trees, and they just abandoned him. So sad. And Maui residents who survived that fire, they're only now maybe getting money. It's been a while.
it's sad. I mean, I don't know politics. I don't know, but
Well, is your home next to a bunch of trees or not?
well, there's a golf course.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
It's
so
just, it's just
it's not.
land.
We're not in a mountain where there's like pine trees everywhere. There's like 4 or 5 trees that blocking the fairway so that the ball doesn't hit. But fuck, I mean, people will shank that thing, and we get like balls like once every other day.
You got golf balls coming into your yard? Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, I'll. You know what? I was thinking about taking those pictures of those because my sidings is not vinyl. It's what they call cement vinyl. So it's heavy but durable, but it cracks. And the indention from that golf ball that it makes is pretty.
So you could get a nice sizable comic. I mean, a nice sizable golf ball collection.
Yeah,
Pick it up off your yard.
so far I think I saw like 8 golf balls already within the past month that I was here.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just the other day there was one golf ball right on the deck, and the deck is a second floor.
So would your homeowner's insurance cover that?
Um, no. So
Damage by golf course.
so what it did was I actually went to the golf course and I talked to the people at the golf shop. I talked to the manager. I say, hey, I live. If I ever plan to get a home nearby, by the golf course, and the ball hits and it breaks my glass or so and so, are you guys covering that? I said, no. Like, then who I need to talk to? He said, you need to find the guy who hit that ball and you need to settle it between you. I said, oh, okay. So I need to sit on my deck every day. So I'm planning to get a camera looking out and looking out the driveway, I mean the golf course, so that if there's any balls that I see and see guys passing by, at least I'll get some type of an image during what time it was. So if there's any big damage to it, then I can.
There's no way you could have foreseen this being a problem.
I have thought about it. I would have thought about more if it was nearby where the tee is, but we're in the middle part of the fair of that hole that we're in. But I never would thought that people would actually shank it because from the tee to here is about 250 yard.
Well, if you're a lousy golfer, I can imagine going the direction you don't want it to go.
Yeah,
Namely your home.
but thank God, I mean, knock on wood, that none of my windows has done. But I saw some few balls landed on my backyard, one on my deck. Yeah.
Wow.
And before I bought the house, we were looking at the siding and the side of the wall. I see some like golf ball marks here and there So I asked the inspector, like, would that be a problem? He said, that's not a problem yet because your siding is is sealed, but to replace it will be a bitch because it will break. So he would say just leave it as is, or just get a, I don't know, I guess you would just mold it or get some kind of mold and plant it or something. And but anyway, it's to a point where I'm really enjoying the house. My wife loves the house. I love my comic room. As you can see, it's more brighter, much more display. It's not cramped. It's not dark.
Cleaner and sharper. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a natural light in the ceiling that I probably will need to replace. Kind of.
So those are all slabs in those cubicles. Is that right? Those are all slabs.
That one there, the first two row is all slab.
Wow, nice.
This is all slab. Everything else here is all top loaders and raw books. And I got books that I got at least about 100 books that I wanted to list for sale right here in this shelf. But I have no Gemini mailers. I wasn't planning to buy any more. You know, I don't want to buy Gemini mailers. I never thought that I would
Oh,
need.
you buy them in bulk, so they're cheaper.
Yeah, but I don't want to buy it. I had it for free when I bought the comic book.
You did.
But stupid stupid movers, they thought it was a rubbish, so they threw everything away. Well, it was my fault for not telling them that this is a valuable
Well,
commodity.
most likely you're not going to need Gemini mailers. Knowing you, you're probably going to sell it all in one fell swoop, just a big bulk sale.
I think that's what I would do.
I think so.
Okay. And I think I'll take your advice about, you know what, wait 10 years from now, and
Yeah, don't think about it now. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Think about it when you get that home equity loan.
I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed. If it's even possible. But that caught my interest. Like, wow, you can actually do that. I'm like, okay, I'll look into it. Because he said right after he said that, he's like, oh, click on this link to find out more information or so and so, or follow my things. Like, I don't know. But you did caught my curiosity, so I'm gonna go see my banker and ask them.
Yeah, that's kind of how my dad did. It's a very old school way of investing, just getting money out of your home. I don't know how my dad figured that all out.
Well, he's a smart man.
Yeah, I don't know. He talked to his banker, obviously. But I didn't do that with my home. I'm more into stocks, which probably isn't as lucrative.
Well, stock right now, it has gone up and it's gone straight
You
down.
have to sell. You have to sell at the right time. If your stock has gone up, get out of there and then find something else. That's how it's been.
During the COVID, I think it was like 2 years ago, I thought the Disney stock would hit 200.
Yeah, Disney's a tough one because of the parks. I think the parks have been kind of a mess. The streaming has been valuable for them, and so is the movies. But I don't know. What is Disney right now? Like $80 a share?
No, it's about $90 a share right now.
It's 89. Yeah, it's $90.
So I told my wife we should buy Disney stock at 160 at the time because I thought it would hit 200.
You bought it at 160?
We bought it at 160.
Wowzers.
We sold at it went all the way down to $79.
Yeah, that's the lowest. Yeah.
We sold it for $86.
Oh my Lord. That's a big hit.
Yeah, my wife wasn't happy with me.
Well, so what about, just thinking about stocks, what about those stocks that give you income? At your age, you're roughly in the 50s, you should be buying stocks for income. In other words, stocks that give you money each month. Disney does have an income component to it, but it's only 1% yield.
Yeah.
You get a stock that's a high yield, like those REITs or the business development companies. Those are high yield stocks.
Yeah, but those are gamble though.
It is.
It's a gamble. I thought about that, but the thing is, their growth can go up
No, they don't grow. They stay the same price, but you get because they give you money.
because you're investing in their growth.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you know what? If that kind of money, if I had, I told my wife, you know what? Let's put in a CD right now, which is good at 4%.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know,
we
so
like
that's what we
CDs.
did, and with that growth, we were able to put this at a down payment
Nice.
to get it. So it's to a point where I got to thank my wife because she's a half owner. She's a 50 or 50-50.
My wife is better at investing than I am.
My wife is just better at money.
Money management, yeah. My
She
wife is
doesn't
better at it.
spend because she spends all my money, but she doesn't spend her money.
Yeah,
So
guys are kind of risky stupid,
yeah,
whereas women are very safe and very smart about it.
so I'm very grateful that she's not. My wife is not like me, which you know, like for this, like for this stupid statue. It's like, when did you get that? Like, oh, I just got it because why? Look at it.
What
But
is
she
that
loves it.
statue anyway? What is that?
It's a Batman who laughs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, one of my favorite villain because I don't know, just something about, come on, Joker and Batman infused together being an evil. Like, come on,
I don't
can't
know.
go wrong.
It never caught my interest.
Oh, this he's in a what is that, Phantom Zone right now because
Oh really?
yeah,
That's the story. Okay.
yeah. So
Oh,
there is I think Scott Snyder did that metal, dark metal,
yeah, Dark
and he
Metal.
came out. His cameo came out in issue number 2, but I think Batman and I think someone Superman helped him to have him trapped in a Phantom Zone. So you probably won't see him for a while because he got out once and he did some crazy damage playing with Bruce Wayne's mind because he has a mind of Bruce Wayne, but the insanity of Joker. It's just great character. I'm surprised that they don't do more storyline with this
Yeah,
character.
I'm kind of on your wife's side. It's like why?
Yeah. Like I said, Impulse Wife more for me. Like
Yeah.
even that funny book with Alex the Comic Code, they're like, oh, he's selling his book. How much is it? Oh, I haven't bought a book for over 3 months. Alex, how much you willing to sell this book for? Oh, this amount. Hey, okay, I can do the justice for it. All right, let's buy it.
So is Alex selling a lot of his books now?
He's selling a lot. Yeah, I think he's selling a lot of his Golden Age Marvel. I think Captain Marvel and what's
So
that?
Alex is in Chicago, right? He's in
He's
Illinois.
it's in Illinois,
Illinois. Okay.
which everything's cheap there. He says.
I hate Illinois. I went to school there and I visited twice. I can't stand it. I just don't like Chicago or Illinois.
What is it? Is it the culture there? Is it the people? Is it the weather?
The weather, the vibe. I
Uh,
hate it. I hate it.
yeah, my oldest brother lived there for 2 years. He said it was the most coldest weather he ever experienced. It was the
It's
most
miserable.
hottest summer that he ever experienced.
Yeah. But
And
Alex is kind of well off. He's got a decent job and
well,
you
I
know.
mean, he's a preacher. I mean, he's worked for the church. He worked for Jesus Christ, the Almighty. There's money just coming onto him. People are willing to just donate comic books to him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a joke overall, but I mean, I think for him, I think he's doing really well. I mean, I don't think he. I think he's come from a good family. I think he is very dedicated Christian. That he's part of the band in his religion, in his church.
Mm.
As,
Have you met him personally?
no. But that's one person, like I said, if I ever go to E2C2, that's probably one person I would go say, hey, Alex, I finally get to meet you in person, you know? And you as well. If I ever in California, San Francisco, you, Gomez, the comic collectors, those are two people that I probably would say, hey, take a picture and like I said, have a lunch or dinner.
Gomez is a nice guy to meet, but he's nothing like his YouTube personality. He sounds so wild on YouTube, but when you meet him, he's nothing like that.
I think that's his what I guess that's his persona that he does on YouTube.
I think so. I think so. It's funny.
You know Vin Crew,
Yeah,
Mike.
Mike. Yeah.
He was here
Oh,
in the early July. He said he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'll be in Seattle, so and so." And I think, oh God, that was the week of 4th of July, and I have to work 10 to 12 hours. I said, you know what? You
oh,
let me know what your schedule is, but I guess somehow his schedule did not meet my schedule, so I wasn't able to meet Vin Crew, the OG. Somebody. I mean, he just said, "Where's a good place for me to go hunting?" So I refer a couple of places, and hopefully he finds a good deal. But I had to meet the OG, but unfortunately my schedule and his schedule did not meet. So
yeah.
unfortunately,
Mike has got that weird thing where he's legally blind. He's got those floaters in his eyes,
uh,
but he collects comic books. So I don't get it. How can he
yeah.
be blind and read comic books?
But hey, guess what? He's a great hunter. I love his voice too.
Yeah, yeah. Very sexy.
Yeah,
Very
very
cool.
very good.
Yeah.
It's 12 o'clock. Ron,
Oh, it's 2 hours. My God.
Ron, you'll be free in 2 weeks, Sunday.
I think so.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
send you the link, and there's I'm gonna send you something a good read. It's not comic book. It's actually literature.
Okay.
Yeah, it's somebody gave it to me a couple weeks back. I read through it. It has to do with it's called Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, is that JD Vance's book?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like his stories?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind then.
Well, I'm a Democrat, of course. I'm a liberal.
Yeah. Well, funny thing is that Republican person at my store gave me that book and said you should read this. I read it. There was actually a Netflix series on about this
There
book,
is. Yeah, yeah.
but I thought that it was kind of interesting. It was like, oh, maybe might be interested, but since you're not,
No,
never mind. I just saved me myself an $8 post.
there you go.
Well, I'll see you in 2 weeks, Ron.
All
Don't
right,
get
man.
sick. Get your vaccine done. All right.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, guys. See you guys all in 2 weeks.
Take it easy, man.
Bye.